Oh, running a little bit behind today. Oh, and I don't even have my um
Oh, there, that's better. Oh, yeah. Oh, good. That's
symmetrical is good. So man, lots been going on. We had the mission team here on Sunday that did the worship and Sheridan service, and then they've been here doing some work. Um, Painted the coffee area, painted the finance office. Um,
fantastic.
but in addition to that, we had the uh, used the studio to make a little video for the convention
Oh,
from the
cool.
camp. So that's why everything moved, and then today I was trying to get stuff back together, and then I forgot my list, and then I forgot my coffee. And I looked, and it was 8 o'clock, and Jim's like, "It's 8 o'clock, and nobody's there." So thanks for that. Woo! So good morning, Jenny. And winter came back.
It did. Man, it's cold here. You guys got a
I didn't.
chance of snow.
I was going to say that. Yeah, surprise. Whether it happens or not, I mean, we'll be surprised whether it does or doesn't. But I didn't look at the. We have a thermometer on the back deck. I didn't look at that this morning. But just walking out to the truck, burr. um,
Yeah, I just glanced at it. You're like 27 degrees right now. We're
in your
just,
house?
no, your house. We're
Oh,
what,
okay, okay.
3,000 feet lower and we're in the mid to low 30s.
Yeah, I was thinking, man, if it's 27 there, I maybe I shouldn't look. I'll just feel colder. But yeah, so I thought I would throw the frosty trees back up in the background there. Whew, lots happening going on, and so uh, the dilemma when I don't preach is what do we talk about for Java and Jesus. Let's talk some missions since we had a mission team here.
Okay.
And this is a little bit more like in the know what we started doing on Mondays, but how do we do missions here? Um, that's probably a question that a lot of people have, I would imagine, because we don't talk about it enough. Um, so first of all, we're a Southern Baptist church. Oh, I forgot to do this. Hold on. Good morning, everybody. Oh my. So since we're Southern Baptist, one of the distinctives of the Southern Baptist Convention, in fact, it is the thing that sets us apart from anyone else, any other denomination, is the way that we do missions. And so we give a percentage of our offerings to the cooperative program. And what the I can't even say it, cooperative program. So I haven't, let me get a drink of coffee.
Okay.
Maybe my tongue will work a little bit better after that. Man, that's good coffee too. What the cooperative program does is it helps to fund our state convention and then our national convention. Our state convention is called the Baptist Convention of New Mexico, BCNM, and the national convention is the Southern Baptist Convention, or SBC. And so um, that goes for our convention. That funds. We've just restructured in our state convention to kind of two different departments. One is church health, so that includes everything that used to be in the leadership part. So they don't call them student ministry and kids ministry anymore. They call it next gen. So next gen ministry, which is 18 and down. Um, our camps are under church health, although you'd think there might be a little bit of crossover, but church health, our evangelism, our discipleship, all that kind of stuff falls under the church health side.
So is the cooperative program all in the United States?
So what happens? Every state does this. So we send our money to the state convention. They keep some of that, and then they send the rest on to our national convention. So when we send money in to the cooperative program, it goes to the state convention. They keep some to do what we do here in the state. Then they send the rest on to the Southern Baptist Convention, and that's what they do. Of course, it has to take care of administrative stuff, but also whatever ministries that the conventions respectively do.
And that's inside continental United States, or includes Hawaii and
It's
Alaska?
Hawaii and Alaska, yeah.
Okay.
Which is crazy. They have their own state conventions. I'll tell you what is funny, Jim. We go to the the VBS Training Institute in Houston is where it is now. And a lot of the times Alaska and Hawaii are there.
Wow.
And I'm like, can I make a suggestion? Can we do a vacation Bible school training institute in Hawaii?
Yeah, no sense making those folks travel.
Yeah, even Alaska would be fun. They used to do a children's ministry training, just generic children's ministry, and the West a lot of the times would be in Alaska. So Hillary's gotten to go to that one in Anchorage. So
does the cooperative program do anything with like Guam and Puerto Rico?
So yes. So okay. So our state convention, the money we keep here works for our state stuff, and so we have church health is half of it. The other half is church missions. So that's going to include WMU, all those mission education programs, and church planting, church catalyst, church revitalization, maybe church health. So all those for our state does that. Our cooperative program for the Southern Baptist Convention, that's how we fund all of our missionaries.
Oh, okay.
So the cooperative program, the SBC, and that's where it really kind of started. We can do more together than we can independently. And so the Southern Baptist Convention as a national convention, we have two parts of that. That's the International Mission Board and the North American Mission Board.
Oh, okay.
Way back in the day, when I was a young sprout with hair, they called it the Home Mission Board. And a lot of people don't know this. So you and Jenny and whoever snuck on it hasn't said hello yet. You guys are going to know this. For a summer, I worked for the Home Mission Board.
Ah. What did you do?
Southern Baptist Convention.
What did you do?
I was a missionary in Kentucky.
Oh, wow.
So Cynthia did a similar thing, but she went the BSU side, and so her support came from BSU. But I actually was like, I got a check. I got two checks from the Home Mission Board, which is now the North American Mission Board. One halfway through the summer, and then one at the end.
I should have picked that up from your accent.
Oh yes, Kentucky. You've heard me tell this story, I'm sure, because I tell the same stories to you about 50 times a week, But when I was in Kentucky, my first church I was at in Rockcastle County. So Vernon was the first city I was in. It's amazing I can remember stuff from 1987, but I can't remember to get my coffee before I come up with Java and Jesus. The first one I was in, there's a little bitty 2-year-old boy, and he's talking, but not like a lot. He's maybe 2.5, closer to 3. And he backed into a rose bush and he got stuck with a thorn. I'm from Texas, so I'm used to twangs. My family's from East Texas, but not like this. This little 2-year-old boy goes, "Ouch, I got stuck." and I just died laughing, and they said, what is so funny? I said, I've just never heard such a deep Southern accent from a little 2-year-old boy. I mean, man, they start them young there. So yeah, did that for a summer, and then came back. So the primary funding for our missions comes from as the Southern Baptist Convention, from the portion that gets forwarded to them. Now, over the years, and it's not so they do missions um, North American Mission Board, U.S. and Canada, and probably Mexico. The International Mission Board is everywhere else. So Puerto Rico, Cuba, all those. Disaster relief has a state kind of portion of it. So we fund some of that from the offerings that go to the state missions. And then they also have the international kind of deal. And so you'll see they're in California now. I don't know if our state team is, but each state kind of has their own teams that they send.
Right.
But what we most recognize in Southern Baptist churches for missions is our two special missions offerings. And so that's the Lottie Moon missions offering. By the way, Lottie Moon was only like about that tall. I'm serious. I'm serious. She was a missionary to China, and she was only about that tall. And Katie Parker, who is our next gen ministry person for our state convention, her daughter is named Lottie after Lottie Moon. Her daughter finally got taller than Lottie Moon. And her daughter's like in 3rd grade or 4th grade. Wow. So Lottie Moon is the international missions offering. That's usually around Christmas time. And then Annie Armstrong was another missionary. We don't know. I don't know as much about her, but that's the Easter offering. And so one cool thing about those special offerings, all the administrative stuff is taken care of through just regular cooperative program giving. But when we give to those special offerings, 100% of that goes directly toward funding missionaries. And so the Southern Baptist Convention is the largest evangelical mission sending agency in the world. So if you count home missions, international missions, we send more missionaries out than any other group in the world.
Wow.
Yeah. We don't count Mormons as evangelical. So just saying. They do a different thing with a 2-year mission when they graduate high school.
Right.
But,
yeah.
So that's the big picture missions kind of thing. And every Southern Baptist church, in order to be a Southern Baptist church, you have to be giving to the cooperative program.
Yeah, okay.
And so every Southern Baptist church helps contribute toward that. But we have some additional mission stuff that we do, and that's really kind of what I wanted us to kind of press into this morning. And other Baptist churches may do this also. I've never heard of it much to the extent that we do. So I went and pulled just a budget form so I wouldn't miss anybody. These are the additional missions efforts that we give to. So
outside the cooperative program.
Yeah. Besides cooperative program and the special offerings, we also have a state missions offering. Every state does that too, and that money goes to stuff here. So we give some money, and we used to do that long ago when I first came to civils, and we kind of backed off from that, and then we just started this again for civils and Enloe. Those are our two camps in New Mexico that are owned by our state convention.
Yeah, we do a lot of business with both of them.
Yeah, yep. Our kids camp, oddly enough, we go to Enloe, which is 4 hours away near Mountain Air. And then usually student camp, we go to civils, and then we'll do men's retreat and student retreats and stuff because civils is just really close. So we give to them, and they also benefit from the state missions offering. And in fact, in New Mexico, we exceeded our goal for the state missions offering last year, which is a big deal. They made a big deal out of that at the board meeting this last time. So we give to them. Other kind of agencies that we give to. Oh, hey, Vicki. Watching. Okay. Baby Renly. So Vicki, we're talking missions this morning because we had a mission team come and share with us Sunday. And so we're just kind of talking about the way we do missions. We just got through talking about the cooperative program, International Mission Board, North American Mission Board, Annie Armstrong, Lottie Moon. Now we're talking about
looking after great grandbabies is a mission field in itself.
I know. I'm just looking forward to the one, the grandkid. So So we give to Enloe and Civils, our two state camps. We also give to the Pregnancy Help Center, and I guess we'll have to change that one. It's Pregnancy Resources Plus is what they call it now, PRC.
Okay, and that's YWAM, isn't it?
PR. So actually no.
Oh,
Um, yeah, I know. It gets a little. It might get confusing. So the Pregnancy Help Center has been here for a long time. It was here when I came 21 plus years ago. So the Pregnancy Help Center, their mission is to walk with young women, and they used to say through unplanned pregnancies, but it doesn't have to be that way anymore. Any woman that wants to benefit from there, they offer pregnancy tests. Obviously, they offer sonograms. They have parenting courses. They call them building blocks courses for moms and dads. So they have one where the couple comes together for the parenting courses. Then they also have they started this. I know COVID kind of changed some stuff, so I think they started this back. But they also have men's. They have daddy classes, and Stan led those for a while. I think someone else is doing it now, but classes for the men. I mean, how to be a good dad, you know.
cool.
And when you go to those, you get I don't know if I'll make up a word, but it's something like baby bucks. And so you go to these courses and learn about parenting and all this stuff. And then you can use those baby bucks to buy stuff like cribs and bassinets and
Wow.
things, you know, Pampers, diapers, things that they might need for their baby. So it's Pregnancy Resources Plus. I need to keep that in front of me so I can make sure I get it right. And that's kind of a standalone ministry. King's Treasures helps to support those, and we have a King's Treasures here in Clowcroft and a King's Treasures in Alamogordo. I'll skip over one and then come back to that. So the Pregnancy Resources Plus is overseen by Southern New Mexico Outreach.
Oh, okay.
And Southern, and that's a fairly recent, I say fairly recent, last 10 years, I forget when they switched to that. And Southern New Mexico Outreach is actually overseen by Stan Richardson. And those are some individual missionaries that we support. They're with YWAM.
Oh, okay.
So Youth with a Mission. Stan and Jane are missionaries with Youth with a Mission, and they have to raise their own mission support. So we support the Pregnancy Help Center as an agency, and we support Stan and Jane individually as individual missionaries.
Wow. Oh, okay, got it.
And so Stan oversees the overall ministry, Southern Mexico Outreach, which does the King's Treasure stuff. Jane actually is the director for the Pregnancy Help Center or Pregnancy Resources Plus.
Okay.
Getting kind of connected here a little.
Yeah. Same family, two branches.
Yeah. We also support in Southern Baptist Life. We have our local association of churches. Ours is called Mountain Valley Baptist Association,
Right.
and so we also send monthly support to them, and that handles, you know, sometime the association, and it's changed over the years. I think all of Southern Baptist Convention local associations are now in a place where they're seeing what is our role in this world now. And so we used to do mission efforts together as churches. That's kind of evolved more into helping to resource individual churches and churches coming together and encouraging one another. So we do that. Another individual missionary that we help support is Ben Richardson, who grew up in our church, came up through our kids program, and it's Stan and Jane's oldest son. Grew up in our church, went through our kids program, our student program, and we were just talking about this the other day. We have so many Ben Richardson stories from when he was young that I just sit back and am amazed. He's a missionary in Japan. He married a Japanese woman, and they have a baby. I
realized he got married.
Yep, they have a baby.
Oh, neat.
Yep, little girl. And I just sit back in amazement trying to picture Ben as not only a responsible young man, but he is, but as a husband and a father and a missionary in Japan.
Payback.
That's way cool. And he's also a missionary through Youth with a Mission. He came up,
Yes.
they have different training programs, and that was the youth, the YWAM team that's here, and they'll be here later today helping with kids and with youth. They're Youth with a Mission team, and they just finished, they have a school that's called School of Evangelism. And at the end, I think it's 6 weeks. I may have that wrong. At the end of the school, and it's a 6 weeks intensive, that's like a lot. And then they do outreach. And so this is we're at the end of their outreach. They'll have their graduation on Saturday.
Okay.
So Ben is part of that. And then go down to Jerry and Kayla Acosta are missionaries. And I think they're back actually he's in the States now. We met him in Panama. And the kind of overall ministry that he is under is New Vision Ministries, and that's a church, Grace Community Church, I think in Roswell. And so we started with another missionary, and we went to Panama and worked with the other missionary, Mark Andrews, and met Jerry and Kayla, who were helping to plant a church in Panama. Jerry's from Venezuela, Kayla is from Panama. And so we got to know them there when Mark is a doctor, he's an MD. When he stepped down, the idea the whole time was he was raising up Jerry to take over that. So Jerry is here working on his seminary degree.
Oh, cool.
And so he's going to go back. And the cool thing is they became really regional missionaries for Latin America, which is cool.
Just to step back, all the missionaries we support outside the cooperative program, we also support by a percentage of contributions to our church.
Right. We used to say a percentage of our budget, but then I was talking with the executive director several years ago with our state convention, and he said, yeah, I know, I understand what you're doing. You want it to be a consistent amount, but you're not leaving room for God to bless over and above. And so we went back to the percentage so that if we get more than we budgeted for this month, then they get more than was budgeted. So,
right.
So that's one. Hank and Adit Kamik, they're missionaries in Creole, Mexico. And we actually had the primary connection with them. I'm trying to remember. It was through the Kimballs, but I forgot how they had that. And we've been there several times. Really cool. Got to watch their I think 2 and 3 or 2 and 4 year old little boys are now all grown. Their oldest, his name went right out of my head, is now married and has a kid. And so we've had a good long. They're actually. This is so funny. We're so connected with YWAM. They are actually YWAM missionaries as well.
Oh, wow.
And we had that connection just totally independent from Stan and Jane.
Wasn't that the mission where Marcelo borrowed the front loader? Or the trencher?
We think he borrowed it.
Yeah.
Yes.
God works in mysterious ways.
I will say this. If you go to Mexico or a third world country that's Spanish speaking,
take Marcelo.
Marcelo is your dude, because he just has this way. He probably could have just walked up to somebody and said, "Hey, can we rent your truck for a day?" and did it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they rented it, borrowed it. No, he did with permission. But yeah, that was the one. We were there one time that we were there. We poured concrete, huge foundation. It was, I don't know how many square feet, but I think about 3,000, 4,000 square feet building. Poured concrete that we mixed. So there was a mixer and so many shovel loads of gravel and so many bags of the cement. and then poured it into a wheelbarrow and then ran the wheelbarrow around through an obstacle course, up a ramp and down into the form for the foundation. And
Missions is fun, man.
that first night, well, that thing died again. That
Yeah.
one did. That first night, I know why. Let me plug this in. Good
All right.
people.
We're running late too. It's 8:29.
Oh, is it? Okay. That's all right. Well, let's let it die. So anyhow, the first night the rooster kept me awake all night. It's a misconception that roosters crow at sunrise. Dude started at midnight. Okay. He kept me awake the first night, but after the second day of doing concrete like that, I slept like a rock.
I think they
So,
shipped that rooster to Nicaragua for a bit too.
oh, wow. Wait, was that you and me that stayed with in the one where the rooster's running around?
Yeah.
That's crazy. So that's Hank and Edith, and they're in Creole, Mexico. We also support Evans and Chelsea Okayo. Fun story about them. We actually worked with Chelsea's mom because she was the children and still is the children's ministry person in First Ruidoso. So we knew her. I met Chelsea and knew Chelsea when she worked for Region 9 for the schools because she did Knowledge Bowl, had no idea that they even knew each other.
Oh, wow.
Evans is actually from Kenya, came here to the States. He grew up on the streets in Kenya. He's an orphan, came here to the States. Evans and Chelsea ended up getting married, and then Evans felt the call to go back. He's a dual citizen, American and Kenyan, go back to Kenya to reach his own people with the gospel. And
Wow.
so really cool. And then Chelsea's sister and her husband and family go to our church. And so really neat connections with them. And I just got to meet with Evans on Saturday after it was so funny. They thought I was just going to camp at Big Daddy's because I went back at noon and met with Evans at Big Daddy's after the deacons meeting. And so cool connection with them. I love it because his first name is my last name. He does not think that's any kind of cool connection at all, just kind of normal for him. And then the newest one that we just brought on this year is, I'll let you tell, because you've done a better job at keeping in touch with them than I have.
Jen and Narcy. We met them. I met them late in Nicaragua where they were running a youth program there. And they have since moved to Colorado where they run a program to integrate immigrants to the United States who are lacking in English language and skills.
The cool thing that he said was so funny. He felt like God was calling him to be a missionary. And then he's like, not to Colorado, but But it's all of these people who've come. So you've got Salvadorians, probably Venezuelans. I mean, you've got all of those. So he's really has a broader reach in Colorado Springs, or they live just outside of there, I think. He has a broader reach there than he did in Nicaragua, which is crazy.
And he's the perfect guy for it. He's Nicaraguan himself, speaks the language, loves real soccer. Real football, not American football.
The football that you use your foot, not your hands.
That's right, yeah. And we just started supporting them this year, right?
Yeah, just this year.
2025, yeah.
Here's what I love about the way that we do our individual mission support. And I think this is the way every church should do it, but each church to their own. We have a personal connection with each one of these missionaries that we support.
Yeah, that's true.
And I love it. I mean, that's the way I think it ought to be. And so we just need to do a better job. We turn the W upside down, and it's my responsibility primarily. But I need to do a better job of helping connect our church to these people so that we as a church have a personal connection to each one that we support.
I'll tell you personally, my connection with Narcy and Jen was from our mission trip there. If we can get our church involved in their activities, wow. And we are involved. I shouldn't say get them involved. But.
So I like that. Let's put our heads together for that. Because when I was talking with Evans, I said, man, I would love to take a group to Kenya, but man, that's a big undertaking.
Hmm.
But we can hop in our van and go to Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
We have 2 vans and a trailer.
Darcy,
Let's
teach us
put our
to
heads
play real
together.
football.
Let's put it. Well, that's a whole lot easier. You don't need a passport, only to get back into New Mexico, not to go. So that's our missions. That's what we do for missions, and our goal, my goal, is for us to get more people in our church personally connected with those missions. And gosh, we've got a whole variety to choose from.
Oh yeah.
We could be involved and I don't know what our national, the Southern Baptist Convention, I don't know what their future plan is to connect people to missions that we do. It used to be Women's Missionary Union, Brotherhood, RHGA, Zach Keen's Mission Friends. Those programs are still alive in some churches, but not very many. So, but this is my plan for us to be personally connected with missions, and
Fantastic.
then to realize missions also starts at home. And
BDS.
so
Children's.
July, well, July, they don't call it July Jamboree anymore. It's Christmas in July.
Oh yeah, I heard that.
And so we got a little information about that. You and I can touch base so we can get that. And I can go ahead and reserve the booth if you just want me to.
Sure. Yeah.
So super cool. So sorry we went long. It's always fun with you, Jim. Of course, we did start about 3 minutes late. So thanks for the reminder. I'll try not to do that again. So super cool. Hey, stay warm. If it snows, I'll throw some in my truck and bring it down to you.
Okay, thanks, man.
Yeah, I think I heard Beverly say no, but
yeah, she just went.
Jim, take care. Stay warm. I'll see you this Sunday at least, right?
At least, yeah.
At all steps of the post office or Walmart or wherever we bump into each other. Hey guys, thanks for jumping in. Love you, and we'll see you on Friday.